Hello, hello, hello. We are back. Um, Today we're going to do some cables, get everything connected and making sense. As you see, I've already done two for the batteries. I didn't want to make you wait through all of them, so I'll just make one in front of you, and then I'll let you guys do your own cables, and you can just pause the video if you're not sitting here for 3 hours waiting for me. All right, so let's see what it needs a cable otherwise. Did the batteries, let's see. Did our belt. We can do the air box to this, the fuel injection. So go ahead and shift A, go to curve, and go to Bazaar. Yeah, anyways, Bazaar. Okay, you get the idea. So we're just going to scale it up a little bit, okay? Well, it's still this small, let's manipulate it a bit, and then we'll give it some depth after. What the heck did we say we were going to do? Oh, this, okay. So with these, I just used a straight piece, and then I just made a circle. I put a hole through it with boolean. Then I put another circle on this side, and I just ran it into the end of the tube, just for you know. And then once I did that, I'll show you how I turned it into a mesh, to a solid object, but we'll go through that with this. So after I show you, maybe pause and just do all the cables you want to do for you're not waiting for me, and just unpause the video after. But I'll give you an example of how I made the end piece too, in case you're really still very new. Okay? Alright. So we gotta find a good spot for this to happen. I'm just trying to manipulate myself a little bit. Oh, also, just grab the bottom edge, and then I grab the top edge in edit mode. I'll give you an example. In edit mode, you see how there's an edge on the top and one on the bottom? I just grab them and I just hit F once you have both of them, and it'll just fill that gap. I just did that to make a bit more sense, and then I just lined my battery up there. Just didn't want to make you guys wait through me kind of sorting it out for a few hours. So if you need to, just pause it while you go ahead and do those same things. Alright? To get back to this Bezier business. I just thought I should mention that in case you're noticing there's a difference. And if you're having any issues or something in particular, just mention it and I'll try to figure out what's going on and help you out if I can. Just mention it in the comments, okay? Make sure you like, make sure you thumbs up, make sure you subscribe before you forget or you just want to get on to the next video. Really enjoying having you guys follow me. I know you guys are listening, and I'm going to keep making stuff. You know what I mean? Sounds good. So just going to go to edit mode once I clicked on this. I'm just going to take, sorry about that, just grab that guy down there. We're just going to do one of these. Maybe grab this end. Okay. The purpose is, oops, I'll grab it in the middle now. As we plan to run our pipe into this, right? So let's just put it in a spot. It's going to have a little bit of room on either end. Maybe move it in just a hair more, something like that, okay? And then this end, we're going to try to do the same thing too. We can see if we can bend it here. Oops. It looks like we can, and we can just make a tube that basically does a flip. Let's move that back a little bit. I'll grab this end. Alrighty, and then we'll grab the middle point. That'll actually let us move it. So the end points are just going to tilt the angle of it, basically. And the end pieces are going to actually let you move it. Okay. So sideware is good for you. I'm going to try to bump into the bottom here. You guys do you. You know the drill. If you got a better spot, or if you want to come through the bottom, you know what, the bottom might make more sense. Actually, that does make more sense, doesn't it? does make more sense. Okay, let's do that, guys. I'm pretty sure that's more likely what it would be. Maybe I'm mistaken. If I am, you do what's right. Like, I don't know cars that well. I admit that. I don't know cars that well, and every single car is different, so it makes it really super confusing, right? For a guy like me who doesn't know cars that well. Alright, so we're just going to change this. We'll go to the front side for it's not too stretched out the one way. Okay. Make sure it's in a good spot. Move it up a little bit maybe. So we'll grab the middle one, like that. And then we'll grab this guy, and we'll do the same. We'll manipulate him. For he can go straight up and down. Something like that. Oh, jeez, I got a twist in it. If yours is all twisted like mine is, you might even just want to start over and grab a new one and get it less twisted up. But let's see if we can fix this. Friggin' cars in the way. You know, let's move that. Just too far in the way. I'm trying to find angle after angle to get around it. It's too much. This is messed up pretty bad. I'm just going to make a new one. Shift A. Just might be a little cleaner. Curve. Now that we decide we're going to go through the bottom side. And again, this is why I waited to show you guys a lot of this stuff, right? Let's see, circle, cylinder. Where did I get that before? Oh, right there. I'm blind. Right. Okay. So it's already right way one way, so we'll just gotta twist the end up. Let's make sure we're in the middle, around where the screw is, I'd suppose. I'll grab this end and that. I've been watching some people play Fishton lately, and I've been having so much fun watching you guys figure out all these secrets from the game and what to do and everything. I feel pretty, it's almost surreal when you work really hard on something and then you see other people play it. You see all your mistakes, and you see all your fun things that you wanted to work when they find them. It's really exciting. Okay. That looks kind of bad, but we'll fix it up. Let's do one of those maybe. And you go up here. Okay. Probably bring it in a little bit, because that makes more sense. Something like this. Okay. So when you have it in your position you want to put it in, maybe you want to make little extensions to clip it onto. You just do what you gotta do. Pause the video if you need to. When you're done, come here, go to Object Data Properties. Alright, what the heck am I looking for in here? Geometry. Oh, it was already open. And then Depth. And then we're just gonna change it over here. Just wind it. I don't know what I've done there at the end. There we go. So one's probably good, maybe two, but you're not going to want to be too thick anyways. So flip into this mode, bump it up, make sure it's in position. Looks like it needs to go a little bit more that way. Now just put it through the surface like that. This end down here looks a little wonky, so let's see if we can fix that up. I'm just going to turn that like that. Make sure it's good and straight, for it doesn't look so bad. Okay. Alright, got our hose, I'd say. So you're going to do your other hoses the same way, basically. When you're done, and you have everything in position, you're going to right-click this. And, I don't know if I could just remember what it was. Oh, convert to mesh. There you go. And now, it's an actual part. You can attach it to other pieces, just like any other piece. Okay, I thought I'd point that out. It seems like a really clean way to do those things. We should have done these that way, but a little late. But they look pretty good either way, I think, so we'll just keep them as they are. We got one last thing to connect. We got to put a gas line on, and then we need to consider if we would like to redo our exhaust, because we redo it the same way, so there's no breaks in it, no weird angles, things like that. Again, up to you though. Our gas tank is going to go to our trunk, so that's going to depend on the car, I guess. You can always make the tank, you can always make the connection, and then just keep changing the car maybe. See what's good for you. Maybe you're not going to bother connecting your tank. Maybe you're going to connect each car individually. Maybe that would be the best, honestly. That would make the most sense. Again, you can keep this car. It's pretty solid. It seems pretty good. The only thing is it's a little high on the frame. Like I think it rides like there or something. So I would just throw some bumpers on. It's easy enough to make those. You could copy up here and just bring it down, mount it there. But I'll probably end up making this car over again. You can see it rides even higher than that because it just rides too high. It's easy enough to make a car, as I showed you previously, and I have a bunch of videos on. That's not the hard part. This is the hard part. We'll do one last thing before I can go, and I think we're done, guys. I think we're just going to end it here. The engine is completely built. We could add details to the car, but really that's a different video. I'm going to rebuild that car anyways. So we're going to add front shocks. Probably going to want to add back shocks too, actually. But let's just do this, and I think we'll just end it, and you guys make the back shocks the exact same way, I assume. Shoot. I was in the wrong mode, so just go ahead and flip to this mode, and we'll go ahead out of edit mode with tab, and we'll make sure we're in the non-edit mode when we're making pieces, otherwise they're going to have issues. So once again, I'm just going to move the car out of the way while we work on it, so much blocking it does. Okay, so I'm just going to get it kind of over to the right area. We're going to have to do a bit of magic to make this work and make sense. Could just do a really super small shock here too, I guess we could do, but I don't know. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I guess we could just do a small one. That's not too bad looking. Something like this, right? Stretch it up until it's about right. Okay. Obviously, we're just going to copy and paste for the other side, or not copy and paste, but we'll send it there in that way. So we'll Shift A and grab. Maybe we'll copy this one actually. Shift A. No, Shift D. Sorry. I just woke up before I started this video. My kids had to go out, so I figured I'd make another video before they got home, but maybe I should have waited till I was more awake, huh? As I swig some coffee, sorry about that. Alright, so something like this. Okay, and then we'll Shift D, we'll make a second one. And we're going to have to, what we're going to do is make some sort of hook or hold piece at the top and bottom that we can mount it to. Okay. Always got to think about mounts in this game, right? Or in this game, in this program. I don't think it's a game. I don't think this is a game. Don't worry. If it's a game, I'm losing. Alright, so we'll go here. Like that. Okay. Man, I think I get where I'm going with this, hopefully by now. This is the only piece we're going to have to change a little bit, but let's get this in place. Something like that. And then Shift D it. And we'll move it up to the top and do the same on the top. Okay. And I think we're just going to drive a pin through it. side to side. If you want to put a bracket or something, whatever makes sense to you, that's fine. This is the way I'm going to do it. First I'm going to Shift D this. I'm going to do something like that. And then I'm going to Shift D again, and I'm just going to pull it down here. And I'm going to grab this one, and I'm going to shrink it so it fits inside of the other one. Okay? Something like that. Maybe I do this one just a little bit shorter. And that gives us more of a shocky kind of look. Let's just let's first make sure that we're on the right height. Is this one the right size? Let's make sure of that too. Sorry, I'll just start mumbling to myself here. I'm just going to copy that again to make sure that this one that we're replacing is the right size. We will bool from that one. Okay. And again, it doesn't really matter that much. I'm just adding a little bit extra features just to make it look a little bit nicer and cooler. Don't have to do this, but you can if you want to. Totally up to you. This is stylish shocks I'm going to make. So I'm going to just, I might just want to grab the whole thing, right? And we'll just drag it out a little bit so we can see it. No, it's not going to move together. Like that. I think that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and join them once I think they're in place. I really can't see this one. Let's just join them and then I'll move them in edit mode or something. This is turning into a pain in the butt. It's a hard situation because we got to see them to be able to line them up, but we can't really see them when they're in the position we need to line them up. So we're just going to get them roughly in position, then we'll fix it up here, okay? And it's not much we got to fix up, but just a little bit, just to make sure that things look right. Bottom looks pretty good, but we could probably move this up just a hair. Like that, just to make sure we're good and connected. And this one we're too far connected. So just do something like that for make sure the circle's good and open, okay? When you're happy, move it into position. Probably closer to this. Okay. Then we just need to steal a screw. And we'll transplant it on the other side, Shift D. And we'll we'll get rid of the minus here. Hit enter. Okay, now we just need to put some screws in. Where can we steal some screws? There's one. That's one of the bad ones. We made bolts at some point. Where are our bolts? There's our bolts right there, actually. Let's use them. They're probably a little better. Maybe we replace the whole system of the other screw tops with bolts. It makes just a bit more sense on an engine, I guess. Although you will find screws. I don't think you're going to find them here. Okay, so let's 90 this. Perfect. This is going to be a little hard to figure out. It'll be hard to get the right angle to line this all up properly, as you can see. You can see it's off though. Hopefully that's pretty close. A little bit. So take your time, just make sure it's lined up right. Maybe you want to take your screw back a little bit like that. Just again, make sure it's lined up. And we're just going to make it a little bigger than the frame. And if you want to put a bolt on the other side, then you can. It's not a big deal. And I'm just going to back that up like that. Something like that. Shift D, because we're going to do it on the bottom too. Okay. And then grab that one again and Shift D. And we're going to add the minus back.
Perfect. And grab this one, Shift D. Add the minus back. Okay. Now that we've done that, I think we're good. I'm not going to try to bool it out because I think we have too many things attached to these pieces. And we're just going to have too many issues. So I would do that. You're going to need your car frame set up for your back shocks, but it's the same idea. You could probably reuse the shock. Just find a spot to mount it on the back. And I think since the gas tank hooks up to each individual car, I think that's going to be it, guys. I think we're going to call this the complete end of the series. Now, if you miss something or if I didn't do something and you need it, mention it in the comments and I'll come back. I'll try to do it. I understand I'm not perfect. I'm trying my best to remember all the parts of an engine, but there's a lot going on. So obviously it'd be a little more intricate than I would like at times. Thank you guys for viewing. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you thumbs up. And catch me in some of my other videos, I suppose. And we'll do some other cool stuff that you never thought of, hopefully.